Hello, my name is Antana. I came from Ethiopia. So I'm presenting you the smart blind cane that speaks when sensing obstacles and wet floor. Before that, allow me to tell you a short story that I encountered. A story that inspired me to invent this smart talking cane. In June 2016, I was on my way to another country for my regular job. Janitors at Bole International Airport were cleaning the hall, placing the wet floor sign appropriately. Seeing the sign, I started to tiptoe on the wet floor to get into my gate. Suddenly, I saw some people rush past me. When I turned back, I saw an aged person slipped over and lay down on the floor. Instinctively, I said, "Hell, why didn't he walk cautiously seeing the sign posted?" A passing by African woman who happened to hear my murmuring smirked at me. "Hey, Mr. Genius, the man is blind. His white cane doesn't tell him the floor is wet." As I heard the words and saw the white cane of the fallen man, I regretted for the words I uttered. Isn't there a warning method for a visually impaired people like this big international airport? Or isn't any electronic aid or cane to signal them? I was Googling in search of wet floor sensor cane. To my surprise, none has been manufactured anywhere yet. Right then, I made my first sketch of a wet floor sensing electronic circuit. After I get back home, I changed it into a hardware. So I connected this wet floor sensor to a young blind person living nearby with a vibration signaling. After some days have passed, I went to see him in his house and found him with a wound on his head. I asked him what happened. He sadly said, "The wet floor helped me, but the dump truck parked at the side of the road has these extruded body parts hit me prior to I detect the presence of the truck." Then I realized not only the wet floor endangers the safety, but also obstacle from above. I know how to make obstacle sensors, but where to put the sensor was my problem. For more than 2 weeks, I did not find any solution. Finally, I decided to put the sensor on his eyeglass. But still the problem arises. Another vibration signaling is going to confuse him. So I just get back and see the currently used white cane has so many limitations. It does not even protect or warn the head-on collision. Only a few research and development have been carried out to modify this thing. Most of them failed due to the way to communicate, the way of addressing these signals. As a currently used white cane is also a good electric conductor. Whenever impaired person approach to a high voltage, that is also another problem. So still using another vibration, how can I tell which one is for wet floor and which one is for obstacle on top? I was intent to solve this problem as an engineer. All of a sudden, as a solution, I get my insight from a wireless speaker. As most of you know, when you put the power on this wireless speaker, it says Bluetooth mode, AUX mode, That was my eureka moment. If this speaker can speak, so does my cane. That day is the birth date of my first talking cane. Now the cane, with its patented name, Smart Blind Cane that speaks when sensing obstacles and wet floor, its Amharic brand name, Meri, which means guide, is able to detect a moving object, obstacles on the ground and above hip, wet floor, high voltage areas, holes and ditches, and tells the user by his own selected language. You can select the language as your mobile phone profile. The eyeglass and the cane are connected with a Bluetooth. So as you can see, this cane has one-sided earphone. So it will directly speak to the user that there is a wet floor, obstacle, something is coming towards you, and like that. And as an output, it will give you, I need to power on for demonstration. Warning voice by preferred local or foreign language for each kind of obstacles. Varying degrees of stick vibrations for each kind of obstacle, that is optional. For people with night blindness, it can also be used as a torchlight. And it can be used as a power bank. And it also have embedded FM radio.
Wow.
So let's see how the cane works. The cane can be programmed to work with any human language, except the sign language, of course. So when the power is on, we can listen the cane.
ይህ መሪ አይነ ስውራን በትር ነው። Welcome. This is Mary Blind Stick.
When sensing the wet floor, you will hear
wet floor, wet floor, wet floor.
When sensing obstacle in front,
obstacle, obstacle, obstacle.
And when sensing obstacle from above,
top obstacle, top obstacle, top obstacle.
When approaching to a high voltage area, the cane will siren loudly, which I cannot play it here. This is the first final prototype of the cane. This was uploaded on the YouTube. So as you can see, the cane has two ultrasonic sensors. So on trial time of my prototype, to get a feedback from different users, then there is another expected but very important thing was found. But as an engineer, a creator and inventor of this smart cane, I even didn't know it was there, but it was discovered by volunteer users. The two ultrasonic sensors emitted the high frequency, so that the high frequency sound wave that irritates dogs and rats.
Wow.
So that it has been noticed homeless dogs runs away from them every time they used this smart cane. This means so far it was the blind people depending on us from a dog bite while we are too scared to do so. But from now on, it will be us depending on you. My future plan is to manufacture and distribute this smart cane cost effective to all in need, and to make it more smart every time, further research shall be carried out to establish a manufacturing plant here in Ethiopia, to release the latest improved version every 2 or 3 years. Now currently the first prototype has passed a number of tests on visually impaired people with an efficiency and accuracy of 97.6%. I just signed a non-disclosure agreement with a manufacturing company in Shenzhen, China, and sent that design to get the manufacturing, the mass production price, which I already did. And also the second version, Mary 2.0, which enables the user to recognize faces using a smart camera on the glass, has reached its prototyping stage. So what do I need then? To gain the early stage advertisement and feedback from the users, I need to pay 25,000 USD for 1,000 products to manufacture and distribute freely through the World Blind Union. For mass production, willing investors are invited for the product to emerge in local as well as a global market. A research and development fund is estimated like 18,000 is needed for the second version. As you can see, this is my patent right, which I got it in 2018, and these are another awards. Thank you.
Thank you, Anthony. This is a beautiful innovation, something that will surely change mobility lives of blind persons. We hope that investors will come in and take it up from there, so that, actually a little story.